interest rates are the same for everybody, right? And the answer is no, there's not.
This is the busiest market we've probably ever seen. Hey everybody, back again with our good friend and lender, Bryce Gonser. We're going over the 208 market update and the COVID special, I guess, since we're all in the coronavirus world right now.
Right,
So,
yep.
Updates, or I guess, what's the current situation looking like on the mortgage side?
Yeah, I think probably what everybody wants to know up front is what are interest rates at?
Sure.
You know, that's a big question. Everybody's always talking about what are rates, Rates right now, as most of you know, are the lowest they've ever been ever.
Incredible.
And you probably keep hearing that, and it's because they keep dropping. So it's true, they are the lowest they've ever been. When you're talking about borrowing money from the bank over 30 years, you know, a very large amount of money for sub 3% is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, I feel like a lot of people, and it's not ever, this stuff isn't taught a lot, so there's a lot of misconceptions on interest rates are the same for everybody, right? And the answer is no, there's not. They're gonna fluctuate between a primary home, an investment property, single family versus duplex, triplex, fourplex.
Mm-hmm.
There's always what's called loan level pricing adjustments that are sometimes set by Fannie and Freddie most of the time, or you know, HUD being the FHA deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends. So basically what it is if you have a lower credit score, you're gonna have potentially a more expensive interest rate or a higher interest rate because you're more of a risk.
Sure.
So they look at, if you have a credit score ranging from 640 to 659, what's the rate of default in that credit score range? And then it goes from like 660 to plus, and there's different segments of credit scores where the interest rate isn't going to be the same because it's more risk. Obviously, the lower the credit score, the more risk you are to the bank, and therefore there's pricing adjustments. Mm-hmm. But let's just talk about, for somebody with good credit, putting 20% down on a property here in the Treasure Valley market, you're gonna be sub threes all day long. That's insane. Middle twos, somewhere in that range,
yep.
which is crazy.
Yeah, have to take advantage of interest rates like that, like you said, for high credit range or even mid to low credit range. I mean, interest rates are historically low across the board.
Oh, absolutely.
And even for investment, second homes, I mean, you can't go wrong right now if you're qualified and ready to purchase. It's a good time.
It's time, and it moves quick,
Sure,
and I know you're going to touch on that. And I think another thing that, unfortunately, with the whole coronavirus thing that's gone on, guys, is a lot of people have had to switch jobs, been laid off from a job, get a new job, and it's like, well, I got to start over. I got another 2 years before I can do anything, and that's not the case in all circumstances. So if you're self-employed, a realtor, a general contractor that is 1099, somebody that is truly self-employed, typically, yes, they do want 2 years tax returns. You can get away with a full year, like 12 exact months showing on 2019 taxes. You can get away with that. So that's unfortunately, like if you switch to a realtor job, great job, you're not gonna be able to use the income, unfortunately. But if it is W-2 salary or hourly, we can use that income immediately. And we've had deals where that happens, where somebody's been laid off or somebody switches jobs. We don't even have a pay stub yet.
Yeah.
But we can qualify them as long as we have a job offer letter stating, okay, they're gonna be $25.50 for a minimum of 40 hours a week. Okay, we take that income, multiply by 52, divide by 12. This is our monthly gross income. We can use those numbers to qualify. And then throughout the process, we gotta usually get a pay stub or a written verification of employment just to make sure the underwriters in the bank know, yes, this is what we're gonna use. But we can use that income immediately, which is awesome. So a lot of people, I think, that freeze up where they thought, we had to wait 2 years.
Yeah. So if you're had an unfortunate circumstance or chose to change jobs,
exactly,
and you aren't sure if you still qualify, it's not on you to figure out. That's what the professionals are here to help you with. So reach out, ask us the questions. But in general, a job change doesn't necessarily mean you're out of luck on purchasing. Changing career paths or even losing employment and regaining it. There's some ways around it to make it work and still get you into a home.
Yeah, keep asking the questions until you find a definitive answer. I think most people just assume that I have to have 2 years, or they think this or that. And there's so many guideline changes all the time. There's so many rules and nuances in general in this industry, guys. If you have a question, make sure you get to the bottom of it, and then you can get a game plan set in place rather than just thinking, I'm just stuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And Google's a great start to research, but Google isn't a mortgage lender. Google isn't a real estate professional.
Yep.
So there's so many details, again, that you mentioned, and so many changes that you can start there for sure, but don't take what you read off Google indefinitely, there could be some other options to make it work.
So many changes. But what about on the real estate side?
Yeah. So the real estate market really across the U.S. has actually been quite strong in general right now. There's a slowdown, of course, in the April to June timeframe because of the coronavirus. Not as many people leaving their home, not as many people allowing people into their home. But right now, at least in the Treasure Valley, this is the busiest market we've probably ever seen. Yeah. So inventory levels are kind of a good gauge on how strong the market is. And right now, we're at less than 1.5 months of inventory, so 15 days of inventory. And to put that into perspective, a balanced market is 4 to 6 months of inventory, and we're at 15 days. So that just, there's no word beyond hot market or crazy market that really truly defines where we're at right now. So what that means is prices keep going up. Luckily, interest rates are very steady low or slightly going down at the moment.
Correct.
So you still have a ton of buying power, very low interest, and then of course with the market consistently going up in price, which we do expect, but can't definitively predict. You purchase now, this time next year, you're going to be sitting on quite a bit of equity. So even if you think the market's too high for your price range, as long as you're comfortable with those monthly payments, right now is still an amazing time to buy. And I like to actually practice what I preach. And like I mentioned, right now I'm going through purchasing another multifamily investment property in this crazy market because I know in the short term and long term future it's going to be a strong investment.
Oh, absolutely. Your money back is very quick. Just like you touched on, the appreciation rates, how quickly they're going up. And this is so funny. The very first house that I purchased for $270, less than a little over a year ago, okay, not 2 years yet. Right next door, the house, it's a townhome going for sale, $370.
Wow,
$100,000.
Yeah,
in less than 2 years. So I'm hoping that thing sells for $370. I want that.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you mentioned, real estate's a long-term game, but even in the short term, we're seeing a ton of appreciation. Yep. You're going to make your money back, and of course, you have all the benefits of being a homeowner or a home or real estate investor. So
exactly.
Yeah, markets show again very, very busy. Homes are selling like crazy. Rates are really good, but it's still a strong environment for buyers, and working with the right professionals, we can definitely get you into the right homes.
Yep, and make sure you guys are ready to roll. So what I mean by that, talk to the realtor, talk to the lender on your side, and make sure you are fully approved. Make sure everything's in place, pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, I'm set. I know I've been taken through some type of automated underwriting system, and I'm ready to purchase because it goes fast. Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is get in a contract and then be like, oh, hold up, time out. Never mind. We're not. This isn't going to fly. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So quick market update. Obviously, things are always changing. So reach out. We'll probably do this periodically to make sure you guys are in tune with what we're seeing out there in the real estate world. Yep. Watch next episode here soon, and make sure again to like and subscribe so you can see when we have some new videos coming out.
Yep. Do the thing. Click on everything. Subscribe, like, send us questions if you have anything, guys. We want to be able to interact with you. So we love any feedback. We appreciate it.
Thank you.